I'd like to introduce our next speaker. Rena Cohen is a community activist. She's going to speak to us a little bit about a big issue for the Jewish community, a big issue facing particularly District 8. And I think it's titled, "It's Israel, Stupid," in model of the Clinton era on the economy. So we'll turn that over to Rena Cohen.
Out, and thank you for giving me some time to talk. I will tell you that I probably was sort of a sloppy second. I think Moshe and Jeff were interested in having my husband speak. That's Ariel Cohen, and he's with the Heritage Foundation. Unfortunately, or whatever, Ariel is in Russia and in China, and he's going to be back until Rosh Hashanah, so everybody got stuck with me. I think that the community here, besides folks that recognize me as the parent of Oliver Cohen from Melvin J. Berman Hebrew Academy, may have no clue who I am, so just a very brief introduction on me. For whatever it may be worth, I've been doing grassroots organizing as sort of my second job generally at night for the past 5 years for Israel. Pretty much since the beginning of the terror war against Israel, which started in 2000. And right about that time, I think that in the Jewish community, a lot of friends of mine probably thought I was kind of weird because I kept saying, well, these people that are attacking Israel, they are actually very interested in attacking the United States. These people that are coming after Israel aren't only coming after Israel, and even if they got Israel, that wouldn't be enough. They'd be after the United States. And during the year 2000, a lot of people that heard that said, yeah, right wing, right wing, right wing. And then, of course, came September 11th. And sadly, I found a lot of people that had, sort of always smiled sort of kindly and sort of, tried to ignore that aspect of things that I would say, began to change their opinions. I think that right now, the Jewish community, especially in the United States, is in a very interesting and, in a sense, very precarious situation. In fact, I was just talking to Bill about that. We have the great fortune in this country of being able to raise our children in an environment where most of the time they feel safe. We have the great fortune in this country of being able to go to the polls. We have the great fortune in this country of being able to be openly Jewish. I walk around with a Jewish star on and nobody hurts me, okay? In our community, we can walk around with a kippah on and nobody hurts our men. Nobody does anything if you're wearing tzitzit. Okay? This is no longer true in France. It is no longer true in the UK, meaning Britain. Okay? It is no longer true in Canada. It is no longer true in Australia. Okay? And I think that at this point, the Jewish community in the United States does need to wake up a little bit. And I probably am preaching to the choir, but to realize that when Israel is attacked, all right, it is no longer feasible for us to kid ourselves and think that we are okay and it's Israel, okay? And it is not, as far as I'm concerned, okay at this point for any politician to do exactly what Jeff said, which is come up with a very, very superficial understanding of terrorism and say something to somebody like Condoleezza Rice about how, well, Israel should just target obviously military targets when talking about something like Hezbollah, which has an army full of 10-year-old child would-be martyrs, okay, for their cause, and who has a tremendous habit of doing things like building tunnels underneath people's houses and hiding their rocket launchers in them. Come on, folks. And I really do respect Chris Van Hollen tremendously, but when I saw that, I said, oh my God, this is another person that does not understand what we're facing, okay? And not only does he not understand it about Israel, of course I care very deeply for Israel. And of course I fight for Israel, and of course if I forget Jerusalem, may my right hand fall off. But that's not my only point, okay? My other point is, very frankly, it is Israel stupid. The way that Israel is treated is the way the United States will be treated, all right? Given the power. That's what those folks are really after. So when we, from the United States, permit some divorce of Israel from ourselves, we are hurting ourselves. When we as Jews do that, we're hurting ourselves even more. It's schizophrenic to a point that I don't even know what to do with it anymore. And again, I realize I'm preaching to the converted, but I think this is a year where one of the messages that we have to send politically is it is Israel stupid. All right. I actually do vote on issues.